Hello everyone, my name is Jaden. This will be the first video on my brother and I's new YouTube channel called the Bit Twins. Um, this will be my playthrough on a new account. It'll be more like a guide for newer players because I'll try to be optimally going through all the tiers until I get to the max tier in this one. Um, I don't necessarily know what build I'm going for because in Bit Heroes there's a lot of different builds you can do. I'm kind of just gonna play it by ear and kind of base it off whatever accessories I get or kind of what I feel like in the time. Um, so yeah, let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do, since you get bonuses every day in this game, and different days have different bonuses. So since it's Thursday, there's the PvP item find and PvP experience. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get my PvP in. I'm gonna use the 5 because it's the same thing. You get the same rewards. And I'm going to see what familiars I have. Oh, okay. No good familiars yet, obviously. So we're just gonna put in kind of whatever. It doesn't really matter at this point, and then we're just gonna fight the first person we see. I'm gonna turn off animations after this, and maybe the sound as well. Hmm. I don't know if you can even hear the game. Um, it might. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, 'Cause this game, its music doesn't really help. So I guess the first thing I can show newer players is if you don't want everything taking a long time, you kind of just want to, because this game is a lot of grinding. There's not, even though there's optimal ways to up get higher tiers in this game, it's not gonna be things that happen like immediately. This game takes a lot of grinding and it's gonna take a lot of time, no matter how well you are or how much you know. It's still gonna take time. So I think that's the first thing I want to mention is no matter what, this is gonna take time. Um, oh, I have animations turned off. Okay, then we should be good. And let's go do another one here. Yeah, I mean, obviously these ones, the first ones are gonna be pretty easy. Neither of us really have anything. Okay, and we got a bounty, just 5 gems. Um, and I'm returning to this game, so I think something that they added that's actually really useful is these monthly events. These used to not come very often. I think it only came during holidays, or they had it's called Starnix events, and they happen very rarely, a couple times a year. And you'd really only get like Bitgores, and then they recently started adding familiars to them. But now that they do them every single month, you have time to get these legendary familiars, which recently, as I've seen, like other people, they've been really useful. So I think this is something I would definitely like as a newer player in these lower tiers, because getting familiars is pretty difficult, or getting good ones. It's kind of like a grind, and you don't really get a lot of good ones in lower tiers. So getting access to these is actually pretty cool. The other thing that I see is these boosters, like grinding these boosters, like the Kolgor, you get 900% item find for 8 hours. So like if you save up your materials that you can also get from this, sorry, if you save up your energy that you also get from this, you can like every week or every month you can just do, plan out one day and use that 900 item find to get good gear for whatever tier you're in or whatever you're trying to farm. Okay, so I guess I played a little bit on this account, so I'm gonna keep going through these tiers as far as I can go. I think I still have, okay, so I still have tier 1 gear. We're just gonna keep going until I can't, because at this point in the game, there's not there's not much to do. I just kind of want to unlock everything. Like I want to unlock accessories, pets, guilds, stuff like that. Hopefully I can get through these. I don't really want to waste my potions, but I guess I can waste a 40. Oh, that's all I have anyways. And as I'm doing this, I can explain some of the mechanics in this game as well. Um, so I guess like if you just start out and you don't really know anything, um, The first thing I would say is like obviously tiers. The higher tier you are, the more stats that your gear can have, and the different you can get different gear, which can be which can be useful. You know, like different gear can do different things. Like they have different bonuses, or like they have different uses. Like you know, like there's something called dual strike in this game, where like it allows your character to hit twice. There's empower, which is kind of like a crit chance. I already lost in the first one. So there's things like that that are a really big part of this game. There's also things called runes, which also help with like those certain mechanics, like dual strike and power, deflect, like those things. Certain people will build certain accounts or certain characters just to go based off of like one of those bonuses most of the time, which can be useful. So I guess we're gonna do this until I get something that's actually useful, because I guess we need better gear. Cannot beat the flags. It's me opening Mountain Dew. Sorry. I'll have to, since this is my first time, I'll have to learn how to like put my noise cancellation on recording as well. Because when I stream, you can't really hear anything, but when I record, you can hear like all the environment in my room. So I'm just gonna use my main account to clear this dungeon until we get to heroic. So yeah, we're just gonna go through these tiers and beat Yeti until I don't think you need necessarily good gear, especially down here. You don't need good gear. I just all my stuff is tier one, so we're just gonna have to maybe get like the rare and epic of the tier two, and we should be able to beat the flags. So yeah, like these first couple tiers, I would just, I mean, you can like stay in these tiers, but after they got rid of being able to get gems in like tier two, I would probably camp like because you can sit in tiers to get more like materials, like to get mythic pets and mythic accessories, which are really useful in this game. And you can also like farm certain familiars, because if you keep going up in tiers, you kind of like keep setting yourself back, because you have to like be able to compete and stuff like that. Especially in the higher tiers when there's so many players, it's hard to like get into the rankings, like all the events in this game, to actually like get decent materials that you're gonna need. So I do recommend camping. Like I have an account right now that is camping tier 10. I'm gonna make sure like I get my mythic pet, my mythic accessory, and kind of grind some of the familiars that I want, um, just so I have that, so I don't have to do it in the future. But yeah, just gonna go through these. Probably won't bore you guys with this. So if I can figure it out, I'll probably just cut this part out. Um, of me just kind of, oh well, maybe if I'd stop rerunning the wrong part of the dungeon when I'm not on heroic, that also might be smart as well. It's kind of as an autopilot. But yeah, I should just cut this part out, and then once I get the okay gear to pass tier two, I will be back. Okay, so as I'm trying to get these epics here, I do want to point out that you're gonna every time you level up, and like you also can get them as reward. There's like stat points. I recommend always putting all your stat points into attack. The only time you really wouldn't is if you're trying to do like a certain build, but most new players, like I would always just put all of the stat points that you get into attack. That's like the most efficient way to get up in tiers, is just put all of it in attack. You don't want to keep putting it into like health, and sometimes putting it into speed can be useful, but most of the time, like 90% of the time, it's just better to just put into attack. So I'm gonna see if I can beat this flag here. Um, okay, so let me switch that, switch that. Let's put El Skeleto in the front. Let's see, because I don't really want to waste my time in these lower tiers. I at least want to get to like tier six. It's okay. We didn't even need to use it. That's not a really good familiar. The only two familiars I would recommend for these lower tiers is Borland and Tramps. They're like, it's whatever. Okay, this one is a boss because as you can see, it says defeat the giant Sug. So we're gonna try to defeat the giant Sug. Um, but yeah, the only two familiars I would recommend if you're trying to use in these lower tier, to like about tier 6 or tier 7 is Borland and Tramps. And I'll show you what you need to make these two familiars. But also, as I've stated, if you can get the legendary familiars from the events most of the time, like 80% of the time, those will also be like very useful, and you can just like use those. Like I know the one for this event is a healer, and you can just use him to replace Borland. You can honestly use him to replace any of like the healers you'll get until probably like until you can start getting like these mythic ones, because these are the event familiars are most of the time very strong, and you can just replace them, so you don't have to keep. I mean, they'll probably some of them are still a grind, but like the one I know, like this event, I'm pretty sure it only takes 6 of a common familiar, which was the easiest ones to get. So it's very worth it to get him. We don't need to use our heal. Just chop. Then we're gonna try and farm some SP. SP is like you need SP to use the abilities of your characters, and the thing that gains SP from like your stats would be speed. Speed helps your turn rate, and it also helps you build SP as well. Both very useful. And then obviously, I think attack and health are very self-explanatory. And now we just have to clear them of all the enemies. Okay. So I have to manual these because I feel like if I'm on auto, all my familiars and myself would just die. And I don't really like want to waste my time. Like I said, I don't want to waste my time in these lower tiers because there's just nothing really down here that I wanna sit for. It's good. Oh, and we can go to town. I don't really care about the little bit of gold or anything. I kind of just want to get out of here. Oh, we can craft a rune. Oh, where'd it go? We get a gold fine rune? Is that what we got? I'm gonna guess that's what it was. I have no idea. I can just smelt all of this. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Smelting up. Okay. Now we can do the next, yep, the next big dungeon. I don't think this one's also useful because we need the Gramps from this one. He's used for Shramps, who's like a tank that can be useful in these lower tiers. So if we ever do get a familiar to proc, we will try to persuade the Gramps because he is useful. You look tasty. I think I just found my dinner. He gets one tapped. Sucks to suck. Let me collect our rewards. Um, do I think I can keep going? I don't think I can, but we do get pet egg. But I'm gonna do this one a couple more times to see if I can get any better loot. So if it takes a long time, I'll also just cut the video. Thank you, though. Okay, so let's see. Um, to just take them down. So we'll just. Looks like that's a boss. I didn't know there was a boss in here because I have a hard time paying attention to whatever dungeon I'm doing. Um, you guys will realize that. Very I don't like to pay attention. Okay, and that's that. Okay, and now it's gonna give us a pet here. 10% chance to attack the closest enemy when you hit an enemy. Nice. Oh, well, we already equipped. Oh, it wants us to upgrade it. We're not gonna do that because upgrading commons is just useless. I wouldn't upgrade any pet or even go for any pet unless it's like epic or better. Now we have to clear the dungeon of all enemies. Okay. Oh, so it's probably gonna be same thing here. And there we go. Cleared. So now we only have one more. Then we can get to tier 3. Find and defeat Jumbo Braum. So like I said, we're just gonna take out a Skeletor, put myself in the front. Who do we want in here? Let's put Batty in. Batty does a lot of damage. Oh, and we lost. Okay. Well, that's nice, isn't it? I guess our gear is not good enough. I mean, I'm trying to just get by with some pretty bad gear. Um, okay. I guess I'll do this a little bit more until I get some gear that's enough to beat the flag. Alright, let's see if this is enough. I just kind of just upgraded a little bit. Oh, and we get an accessory when we beat this one. Do we want to use Batty? Yeah, we know. Let's use Krusty. See if Krusty can do us any good here. Man, we just really can't beat this, can we? Wow. Okay. I will keep grinding until I can beat it. I did not think it would be this bad. Now let's see. what we can do. Defeat the dumb Braum. Okay. Oh, and that one was useless where I just lost HP. I love doing that. I don't know. Is this possible? Ooh, we get lucky. Let's go. Don't have to do that one. Let's get this accessory. Damage and rage. Wow, that is terrible. Oh, we already got it. Nope, and we're not upgrading it. Okay. Oh, and we have completed tier 2. Let's beat Jim. I just don't really want to listen. And we are done. There we go. That is tier 2 completed. Winter Marsh. Wonder if I can put my hand up. I'll use that for the thumbnail. Okay. And that will be it of episode 1. In episode 3, I will be, in episode 2, I will be beating tier 3, and I will show you guys all that I've done leading up to beating tier 3 as I get there. As I've said, if you guys have any questions in the comments, be sure to leave them. I know I've left a lot of stuff out, so if you're new and you're stuck on a flag or you need help or you don't know what something means, feel free to leave a comment and I will answer as soon as I can. Um, you guys can also add my main account, Jaybird69. I think I'm using Witcham right now. That's not leveled up, but I mean, I have a tier 20 set that if you guys like need help with anything, I'll add me and I'll be sure to help you guys. And that'll be it. That'll be it for episode 1. Thank you guys for watching.